Mars, the god of war. Since ancient times, we've been gazing at the stars in amazement. Their existence evokes a sense of awe. Though once thought to be impossible, humanity's dream to reach and explore the heavens has over time become more feasible than ever. The realization of this dream began during the height of the Cold War. The great space race took the hearts of Americans and Russians alike, opening up a new age of innovation and exploration. On October 4, 1957, the USSR became the first nation to put a man-made object in space, marked by the successful launch of Sputnik. 4 years later, John F. Kennedy gave his famous "We choose to go to the moon" address at Rice University, instilling a new sense of urgency for the Americans. Soon after, in April 1967, Yuri Gagarin, aboard the spacecraft Vostok 1, became the first man to achieve orbit. Now to be all done, the Americans set their eyes upon the Apollo project, pouring an unprecedented amount of resource and manpower into NASA. Their efforts culminated with the successful lunar landing of Apollo 11 mission, where Neil Armstrong took his famous first steps on the moon. Since then, government-backed efforts to reach different planetary bodies and explore further into the space have ceased somewhat, NASA's total budget being a silver what it once was. Although notable rover missions like Curiosity have made significant progress in expanding our knowledge of our solar system and its planetary bodies, it is no question that the spirit of space exploration does not possess us in the same way it once did. This, however, has highlighted the need for a private sector in all things space, giving birth to companies like Mars One, SpaceX, Blue Origin, and the United Launch Alliance, all of whom inspire a new generation of engineers and scientists to reach for the stars. Due to our ever-advancing technology, it becomes clear that sooner or later, humans will have the capability to reach and colonize planets, namely Mars. SpaceX, led by Elon Musk and most known for their successful landing of the first orbital spacecraft Falcon 9, has stated that they plan to send a manned mission to Mars by 2024. Mars One, founded in 2011, has plans to begin colonization of the Mars within 2 decades' time and began taking applications for future colonists in 2013. Although lagging behind the stated goal of the private sector, NASA also plans to send humans to Mars in the 2030s. As our capabilities grow, the possibility of achieving interplanetary control becomes more and more real and begs the question, should reaching and colonizing Mars become a priority for us? Are there any ethical concerns in what needs to happen for us to achieve our goals? Many believe, like Kennedy did for the moon, that we should choose to go to Mars, not in spite of the challenge that will face us along the way, but because of them. That being said, the situation may not be so clear-cut and dry. The world is not the same today as it was during the space race. Currently, there are over 7 billion people in the world, and problems once disregarded have grown to variant cries of concern. Although we have grown wealthier over time, there are far too many who go hungry and do not have access to proper education. These problems are very real and must be considered on an ethical basis when choosing to pour resources into potentially fruitless endeavors. First, we need to consider the benefits of space exploration. Historically, the recognition and pursuit of a higher goal has driven humans to innovate and advance in order to achieve those goals. There's no doubt that the advancements necessary to actually reach and colonize Mars will have application here on Earth as well, terraforming technology being one of the most prominent. On a grander scale, if our planet has really reached a state of environmental catastrophe to the point of no return, an immeasurable value could be placed upon finding a way for our species to outlive our planet. Achieving stable interplanetary control could remedy the existential nature of that threat. Apart from the hypothetical, there are massive resources to be gained, both in our understanding of our solar system and in material wealth. It has been estimated that space mining could open up the doors to $100 trillion industry. This incredible gain in material resource and our ever-expanding control of planetary bodies could enable us to progress leaps and bounds. Still, we must consider the issues we may face in our pursuit of Mars exploration and colonization. Is it ethical to allocate immense amounts of resource when there's still a staggering amount of poverty worldwide? Why should we try to colonize and terraform a currently uninhabitable planet in hopes of finding an out when we could simply apply the same principles to reverse the effects of climate change here on Earth? Is embarking on an endeavor of this magnitude even worth the capital risk of doing so, given that no success can be guaranteed? If we were to even succeed in colonizing Mars, Would it be ethical to send people on a mission from which they'll never return, even with their permission? There are many factors that are currently inconceivable. Recent studies showing a massive effects on gene expression while in space points to that sending humans to space may create ramifications we could not possibly predict. If people were to be able to reach and live safely on Mars, who here on Earth would control those colonies? If there is life on Mars, what then? These questions are incredibly complex and their answers are moving targets, no matter the complexity. It's clear that if we are to continue along the path our innate curiosity has set us upon, a worldwide effort in considering the consequences, both good and bad, of our quest for exploration and colonization is integral to our journey to Mars.